Howdy YouTube, welcome in. We are here catching up with our background NPC. We have missed a couple videos from her, so hopefully it ain't too bad. I imagine it's not going to be too bad. She's absolutely delightful to listen to, and she has herself an American flag. Salute! I can't salute with this model. I don't have a toggle for that. My bad. It is July 6th, 2 days after Merca Day. As you know, we are American. I may be confused because most VTubers seem some sort of Southeast Asian or Canadian, but I'm not all about that. America all the way, baby. As you can tell from the accent, I am Southern. So let's see what she has to say. Freedom from tyranny. Oh, this is about stop killing games. Okay, I see it now. Let's get into this. By the way, if you love Background NPC, go ahead and give her a like and a follow, a sub, maybe leave a comment for the algorithm. Also, feel free to do that for me. I mean, if you're already there, you're already watching this, yeah, cut it out.
Listen, I'm a simple gal, okay? I love barbecue, fireworks, and staying up until 3 a.m. grinding for that 1% drop that just never seems to drop. But
listen, I did not do that the last... I swear to God, I did that last night and the night before. There's the increased drop rates for old school content in World of Warcraft going on right now. I forget what it's called, but it's like bountiful, some blah blah blah. It's going on all the month of July. If you've ever, I'm working on my top 5 revenge mounts. I did get one last year. It was the Ashes of Alar, but I've been focusing on Invincible, which I did get to drop yesterday. Actually, I was so freaking excited that I have been 16 years. I've been trying to get that thing. So freaking hyped that I finally have it. And then I immediately moved on to a couple of other ones, but the other 2 that were on my list are the blue Proto Drake from Scotty the Ruthless. My girl likes to Scotty all the time. From Utgard Pinnacle, which I'm currently working on, and Rivendare's Death Charger, which I actually got this morning. Guys, I got Rivendare's Death Charger this morning. I don't have to go back into Stratholme anymore. That's actually been there, I think, longer than the Wrath of the Lich King Invincible mount. Holy crap. But I finally knocked those 2 off of my revenge list. I only have 2 left, and that's the Blue Proto Drake from Utgard Pinnacle. Oh crap, she's in the bottom right. I should move. The Blue Proto Drake from Utgard Pinnacle, and then the Headless Horseman mount, which I really can't do anything about right now. But she just called me out for the last week of my life. Holy crap.
you know what I love even more? Freedom.
Hot dogs.
And lately,
Chili
that's
dogs.
been feeling pretty rare
Freedom
in
dogs.
the gaming world. Now, you've probably heard the phrase, you will own nothing and be happy about it.
Many times,
Well,
yes.
Guess what? The gaming industry has overwhelmingly taken that as a business plan, and frankly, I'm not happy about it.
None of us are.
Today,
Trust me,
we're drafting
none of us
our
are.
own declaration of player independence, not from
Like, I buy physical as much as humanly. Like, if it's something I don't really care that much about, or it's too small for it to. Like, Doki Doki Literature Club didn't have a physical release. Coffee Talk didn't have a physical release because neither one of them were, like, big enough games that they necessitated a physical release. And that's fine. I get that. I mean, recently they have had, within the last year, I believe, physical releases. They had, like, collector's editions or something like that. Like, everybody who loved them already played them and already owned them. And trust me, I own multiple copies of Doki Doki Literature Club. I got Steam. I don't think it's on Switch. If it, it might be. Hold on. Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, it is. Because I was eyeballing the collector's edition for Switch because it's the only copy I didn't own. But I also really wanted a physical copy for PlayStation, just so I can have that on my shelf, which is up there right now, PS5, right next to the Monica figure. Just Monica, guys. But Coffee Talk is way too small a game for it to have a physical release, but it finally got one. Super stoked and excited. But they did it for special editions because everyone already owns it, and like if you want to buy it to support them, you know, you get a bunch of free stuff with it. You know, you get like pins, lanyards, stickers. I think there's little standees. I haven't opened up my collector's edition of Doki Doki to get these stuff out of it. I left it inside of the box and sealed up. I do want to get a separate copy. This next time, I'm going to get a Switch copy so that I'll have a copy for Switch, but then also can open that and take this stuff out and put it on my Doki Doki Literature Club shelf. So yes, physical copies are very, very important. And you could buy them cheap off of eBay once everyone gets sick of playing the game. If it's bad or if it's good, it'll still be a lot cheaper just to buy it used on eBay for physical copy. And I'm pretty sure that's the kind of thing that they want to stop, so that you can't buy it from someone else to help them recoup their losses for a crappy game, which I think is completely fair. I get to play the awful game and experience it for myself, but I get to give you the money, another gamer, so that you can recoup some of your losses. And I think it's a fair trade. That's a very nice system we have going on.
Written, but from gaming tyrants who've decided our favorite hobby needed more corporate control and fewer actual rights.
Nothing needs
Because
more
somewhere
corporate
between
control.
buying games you can't actually own and players spending $450 on a console that can be bricked at any second at a
Switch to a piece of garbage.
company's whim, I'd like to talk about what gaming freedom actually means. So grab a sparkler, cue the fife and drum, and let's read the grievances. I grew up
She knows the name
believing
of the
that when you
drum?
bought
That's
a game
impressive.
or a console, it was yours. My original copy of Ocarina of Time, much to Nintendo's dismay, I'm sure, still boots up every time 26 years later.
Amen to that. Old school games, man. Unfreaking beatable. Irreplaceable. I still have tons of games that still play to this day. Even my PlayStation 2 games, which are like pretty sensitive discs at this point, they still play to this day because I've taken good enough care of them. Now, some of them have not been so lucky. Usually those are the ones that I already got used and weren't in great condition, like Pokemon Coliseum and XD Gala Darkness, kind of scratched up. I don't know if Coliseum's probably never going to work again, but XD Gala Darkness still kind of works. I just have to be very careful with it. But like N64 games, heck yeah, man. No problems. Every last one of them still plays.
That cartridge will probably outlive us all. That was true ownership. You could trade it, lend it, keep it forever, or even pass it down to your kids. But the industry continues to slowly boil us in this digital pot. First, they said digital is more convenient. And yes, honestly, as a PC player, I am all about my digital library. But then it was always online is for your protection. And now it's licensing is the future. We let them take that
it's
first
not.
inch, and now we're miles and miles down a road that somehow most of us just accepted, myself included. I've been guilty of being complacent when it comes to all of this, turning a blind
Like
eye.
the only
to-
licensing that is acceptable at this point is probably Steam, because technically everything you buy on there is just licensed because you can't keep it if they decide to shut it down. So that's kind of unfortunate, but like at least Steam is more trustworthy than all the rest of the companies.
the overreach again and again. Over the years, we've traded true ownership for the illusion of it, and now we're living in an era where companies can just have a change of heart, flip a switch, and make your entire gaming library
Yeah, you don't put up with that.
disappear,
Don't put up
where
with
you
that.
can get banned for using your own legal backups on a console you purchased, where ownership has become code for pay full price to rent forever while we monitor everything that you do. And I don't know about
No.
you, but when I fell in love with this hobby, I didn't realize I was simultaneously signing up for digital serfdom. Which brings us to grievance number 1.
Here it is. We're about to get into it. You guys ready? Got your popcorn? Got your soda?
They have declared that what we buy shall never truly be ours, and have convinced us to celebrate our own digital imprisonment.
Joke's on you. I don't buy things other than Steam, of course, that are never going to truly be mine. Just heads up. That's why I don't buy digital. I buy physical, and I don't buy anything that puts malware on my computer to spy on what I'm doing. Because I know they like to say, oh, it's for anti-cheat. That's not going on my computer. I don't care.
Let me show you something personal, okay? That
I have played none of these. I should play Portal at some point.
is my
I wouldn't mind playing Catherine, but I feel like I wouldn't be good at the puzzle parts because it's kind of you have to go fast, have to good reflexes, right? Oh, Expedition 33, I absolutely want to play.
digital treasure trove.
Let's see, Cyberpunk I played. Okay, we got the one I played. Crash Insane Trilogy, I have that on PlayStation. It came with PS Plus. I've never played it. I wanted to play it. I was excited to play it because, you know, classic game. But, classic 3 games. And 3 games for absolutely free. But I just never got around to it.
Built over the last
See, Detroit Become Human. I've had that for years. I've never played it. I bought it like for $4, I think, on eBay. Haha! eBay coming in for the clutch again, baby. Deus Ex, I hear, are good games. Have not played them. Death Stranding I've never played. I never plan on playing. That looks incredibly boring and annoying. Dishonored 2. I believe I have both of these, either on Steam or PlayStation, also for PS Plus membership.
Last 10-ish.
Dreamlight Valley. I am 2 achievements away from completing that. That is, it's grindy in that really, really boring way, but also it's time gated because one of the ones I'm missing is clear like 100,000 of those thorn things, and only like 10 spawn a day. So, or it's maybe 10,000. I don't remember. I'm like halfway through that, and then there's the other one where you have to complete dreamlight duties, which is just like small, tedious little things like cook 3 dishes, blah 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 blah. Take a picture. It's easy things. It's just it wants you to do like 10,000 of them or something like that, or 1,000. I don't remember, but I'm also halfway through that, so it's gonna eventually get there whenever I finally get up the desire to keep trying, because I'm only 2 away, and I will eventually come back to that. Oblivion Remastered, that was also very boring. Skyrim, oh my god. If you haven't played Skyrim by now, are you gaming? Are you alive? What is happening? Now, Fable 1, great game. Fable 2 is the best one, though.
Hundreds of dollars or...
Fallout 4, terrible story, decent acting, but graphically it looks really good. Well, fairly good for the time anyway. It is, if you just want more Fallout, but you don't want to sit through Fallout 76, I'd recommend this. It's a good time. Final Fantasy X/10-2 remastered. We're gonna put them together so I can gush about both of them. Favorite game of all time: Final Fantasy X/10-2 remastered. Best game ever. Hands down. I've never seen someone play through it and not at least get misty-eyed at the end. That's how you know it's moving. Even Connor, Sea Dog VA, not we dropped the VA, Sea Dog. Even his cold British heart, his Welsh emptiness, wept at the end of Final Fantasy X because it's such a good game. Final Fantasy 15, I started that once. Bored out of my mind. The only thing I enjoyed was the fishing, but then I ran out of money to buy bait to continue fishing, so I couldn't fish anymore. And then I quit the game. 16, phenomenal game. Absolutely wonderful. And it was also a really good shakeup after these messes right here, 15 and 13. I heard 13-2 is good. Or was it Lightning Returns? Is that same one? I know there was 3 in the series. I didn't play. I played the first one up until I forget which boss, but it was not fun. I did not enjoy that game at all. I'll eventually go back and finish it because I don't like that I got like halfway through and then I didn't finish it because that was taken away from me. I was playing somebody else's copy. Final Fantasy VII, great game, absolutely great game. The remaster, also a great game, highly recommend. Don't try 100%ing it. It's not worth it.
Maybe even thousands.
Gotham Knights, I have a copy of that. I think it was free on PS Plus as well, so I'm eventually going to get around to playing this. I hear it's bad. It's so grindy, and it locks you off from progress until you grind unnecessary side stuff. But I would like to play it at some point. Just to try it out. High on Life, that was a fun game. If you can deal with the dialogue, absolutely fun game. It's funny, but if it's kind of grating on you, like half an hour in, it's not going to get better. It's going to get much, much worse for you. So just heads up. If you like the Rick and Morty humor, you'll probably like this. Hi-Fi Rush, have not played. I've heard a ton of good things about it, though. I've heard nothing but good things, and everyone was really mad when Xbox just shut the studio down, when they made the only game Xbox could actually brag about that year. It was their only good game, and they've put out so few games, they could not afford to not brag about this game, and they shut it down. Hitman, that is very niche, but also just a fun overall time. It doesn't take itself too seriously, so it's kind of fun. And it's also a lot of different ways you can go about doing stuff, so you can find your own way. Grand Theft Auto 5, I've never played. I don't know if I ever will. Honestly, I liked the Grand Theft Auto games when I was younger, but every time I try to pick them back up, I'm like, oh, this is kind of boring. I don't know if I changed or they changed. Well, they didn't change. Not if I'm picking up this game I used to love. I don't know. It's just like the controls are bad. The controls are not fun. The characters are fun, but I enjoyed them when I was younger, and I feel like that's the extent of how much I'm going to enjoy them.
This point, and count.
Let's see. Have not played any of these. Hogwarts Legacy is on the list, though. Let's see, Hunt, interest based. I've not heard of a lot of these. Horizon, the first one was good. I didn't play the second one. I will eventually play the second one.
Countless memories. Just look at this whole
Yeah, we're not going to go through this whole list. Jeez, there's a lot of games. The Monster Prom series, I have most of the games already, and we're going to play those for sure.
collection. I've got everything from indie darlings that made me sob, Looking at You, To the Moon, to AAA disasters that I somehow still love.
That make you sob for a completely different reason. I get it.
There's my comfort section, my I'll play this someday graveyard, and way too many cozy farming
You know what? I should make a I'll play this someday graveyard in my Steam list.
sims because apparently I have a type. And the brutal truth, one terms of service update, one corporate decision, and all of it can just disappear. Steam even warns us now that purchase grants a license, not property. In other words,
Yeah, but at
I don't
least you
know.
can mostly trust Steam. They usually do things in the consumer's favor, not in the company's favor.
Own my Arthur Morgan, my entire Resident Evil collection, or my library of indies. I rent them indefinitely at Valve's and publisher's discretion. I'm essentially paying to be a digital tenant who can be evicted at any time. But somehow we've collectively been gaslit into thinking this is normal behavior. Oh, you want to actually own your games? How quaint, how old-fashioned. Think of the cloud.
Joke's on you, I already own a ton of games from growing up, so I got tons of crap to play.
Well, I'm not a tech person, but what I do know is that the cloud is essentially someone else's computer, and then that someone else can decide at any moment that you don't deserve access to the things that you paid for. It's like buying a book, but the bookstore can break into your house and just take it back whenever they
That's
feel like
messed
it.
up.
But here's the very encouraging news. Across the
Unless
Atlantic, the
it's a
revolution
Yandere
is making
librarian?
real progress.
Huh?
No,
Huh?
surprisingly, or not surprisingly, it's not America that's leading this charge. I guess we've lost our revolutionary spirit. But the Stop Killing Games initiative, started by preservationists and the EU,
Yeah,
notably
let's go.
the MVP, Ross, who is basically the hero we don't deserve. And they just hit its target of 1 million signatures, and now
Are you in love
Thanks to a
with
bunch
me?
of great creators. Oh, thank you for following. I've a Hugh. I see what you did there with that name. A great name.
comes the hard part. They're about to have to go through an audit to see if it actually will go before the European Commission. The initiative is mostly focused on live service games, but their demands are beautifully simple. Require video games sold to remain in a working state when support ends. Require no connections to the publisher after support ends. And very importantly, do not interfere with any business practices while a game is still being supported.
Yeah, there's no reason not to let this go through. I mean, people are supporting your game, which well, you can still sell merchandise off of that while other people are keeping the game alive. I mean, you're not doing it. You don't have to put any resources or money towards that. You don't put any manpower towards that. You just let the fans keep playing the game. They don't buy anything from anyone, obviously, because that would make it illegal. But like, there's no skin off your back. If anything, you make money off of continued merch sales from people keeping your game alive for you.
The core idea? Don't destroy what we already paid for when you're done with it. And honestly, we need this law because the body count is only growing at this point. Do you remember when Ubisoft pulled the plug on The Crew in March 2024, making physical discs instantly worthless, no offline mode, it was just totally gone. Nintendo closed
I wonder if that's a collector's item now. Considering, right? Then I assume they didn't make any more. I don't know how many are like in circulation currently. That'd be interesting to find out.
down all 3DS and Wii U online services shortly after that, nuking leaderboards and multiplayer for thousands of titles. EA's Dodge Brawler Knockout City went dark just 2 years after launch, and fans now have to pirate their own servers just to play a single match.
Well, at
And
least they can
Epic's
still play
Wrestling
it.
Royale Rumbleverse lasted barely a year before vanishing behind.
Yeah, I heard
Warrior.
nothing about this.
So yes,
up and
this
like.
initiative
Stop. No, okay, sorry. I don't know what's going on. It was like hitting it twice. Like I saw that coming out, but then I heard nothing about it after it came out. So I wonder what happened.
companies to do something truly radical. Stop actively destroying the products we spend money on, whether it's with an upfront purchase or an in-game purchase. If this initiative passes the audit, there is a chance that the European Commission could actually consider legislation to protect our rights to keep the games that we've purchased. Revolutionary concept, I know, but we can do more than just sign petitions. We can work to support DRM-free platforms like GOG. They actually let you own your games, and every purchase that supports
GOG!
true ownership sends a message that we've
Yes, we are eventually going to get around to Baldur's Gate 3. I feel like I'm gonna need to put aside a lot of time for that, though.
Value actually owning
We're gonna
your
get
stuff.
there, though.
But even when players try to purchase games physically, even when they buy actual hardware with their own money, the own nothing philosophy
Yeah, why did I spend so much money on a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series X only for them to not put anything out I wanted to play? Almost. Like, I feel like there might have been one or two games. Not even per console, just like one or two games. And I honestly can't remember anything new generation that I wanted to play. I played Elden Ring on Xbox Series X. I honestly can't think of anything else that was exclusive. Oh, well, the Final Fantasy VII remakes, not worth getting the PlayStation 5 for two games so far. Honestly, this whole console generation has been a disappointment, and it wasn't even worth it. Like, I don't even want to buy the next console generation because I don't trust they'll actually put something out I want to play.
has found new ways to reach us. Grievance number 2. They have subjected brand new consoles to cruel and unusual bricking, claiming to protect us by destroying our property. Now, if you've been
Which
here a
doesn't
little
make any
bit,
sense.
you know my complicated relationship with Nintendo.
We watched that video. We agreed with that video.
Between their questionable business ethics, $80 launches, DMCA strikes, poorly managed legacy content, and general resentment towards their fan base, I was already pretty bummed out. Then came a wave of Switch 2 horror stories that honestly just...
Oh, we're going to watch some of those today. We're catching up on all the Nintendo mess that I've been wanting to watch, but I was waiting for you guys to be here and we could stream it together.
Blew my mind. Games Radar collected multiple posts from owners whose fresh out of the box consoles triggered error 2124-4508, an irreversible hardware ban, simply for slotting in a mega cartridge filled with their own legally dumped games. Their own games.
The what?
That they already
Nintendo launches opening salvo in war against Switch 2 game pirates as MIG Switch users report online service bans.
owned and had paid for. Some fans were even defending and championing Nintendo on this behavior.
Switch 2 permabans are so permanent that not even Nintendo itself can... what? How? How can you not... Oh, what? As one user named Twinklink, great name, discovered to their horror, permanent system bans cannot be revoked by Nintendo. Well, how? How could they not revoke them? That doesn't even make sense.
I've seen comments to the tune of, well, that's what you get for not listening. Nintendo told you not to do this, and you did it anyway. Okay, Dad. I mean, we've some serious loyalists around here. Now, to be clear, this is not new behavior from Nintendo. They've been strict on console bricking for years. And Sony, might I add. Yes, I'm calling them out too. Who can also ban PlayStations from the PlayStation
both under the
Network
bus.
for a terms of service strike. But the Nintendo situation has gotten so bad that an entire country has taken notice. That's right. The beacons were lit, gamers called for aid.
Yeah,
and Brazil
light the beacons!
answered. Procon SP, Brazil's consumer rights watchdog, has formally notified Nintendo that its Switch 2 EULA is abusive and set a 20-day deadline to rewrite it. And they gave them a warning that a
Brazil.
lawsuit would follow if the company refuses. Think about that for a second. You can drop $500,000 on hardware, and the vendor can brick it permanently at any time if they feel like it. That alone is crazy, but the fact that we
that's why that's one of the many reasons I didn't get a Switch 2. Because I knew that they were absolutely going to abuse that power. They did not put that in there to not use it. And Nintendo is one of the most abusive companies out there towards its customers. Like, they have no problem just taking everything from you just to prove that they can.
now have a country's consumer rights representative actually going after Nintendo for it. Oh, this timeline is just too good. And while those kill Switch lawsuits are simmering, Nintendo has happily crowned themselves the kings of the $80 cart with Mario Kart World. And Microsoft, their loyal subject,
2
apparently has stepped in line.
First confirmed $80 game. Okay, well, to be fair, this game might actually be worth $80. Just based on what I've seen from it, and I watched the direct afterwards. Honestly, it was hilarious the way they presented it. That one guy who was presenting everything specifically, loved him. If that's the kind of writing that's going to be in the game, I'm in.
Right behind them, announcing that The Outer Worlds 2 will be their first $80 Xbox title. It has begun. This is the you will own nothing future in action. spend more money, get fewer rights, accept corporate kill switches on your personal property, and somehow still thank them for the privilege. So, what can we do about this console tyranny? Support developers and platforms that respect ownership rights.
Indies, they mean indies because none of the big companies do.
Back right to repair movements,
I don't
and
know who they are. We're just
honestly,
listening to her.
consider supporting companies that don't treat their customers like potential criminals.
From Software, guys. They will always deliver.
That's probably an easy start. But the own nothing mentality goes even deeper than our games and consoles. It's infected the very heart of game development itself. And honestly, everything we've talked about so far is just the result of this deeper problem. Grievance number 3. They have declared that consumers shall have no voice in the industry they fund. Think about it like a funnel. At the top, there's total corporate control. They decide the pricing, what games get made, what goes into those games, and we don't get a say in any of it. That control
No, we just
flows
have the
down to
money,
the
so we
next
have all the control. Remember that. Vote with your wallet, it works.
level. When we give feedback, we're told we're wrong, and things we don't want get forced into our games anyway. And then when those games inevitably flop, the blame continues to flow right on down to us. And at the very bottom of that
Blames games for the failure of Assassin's Creed Shadow. Oh, that's strictly on your backs. We kept telling you what was wrong, and you refused to fix it.
funnel, there we are. Not being able to actually own the products we buy. The digital licensing, the console bricking, the server shutdowns, they're all just the final result of an industry that's decided we don't deserve a voice in anything. I really don't understand.
Your voice is your money. You don't need to cry out in anguish that this is unfair. Just don't buy it. And if enough people don't buy it, they learn a lesson.
It because what other market operates like this besides the entertainment industry? What other business tells its customers what they want and then blames them?
Oh, Pixar blames fans for Elio flopping, says stop complaining about lack of original content. No, that is a terrible thing to say. Why would they even say that? Holy crap, they just admitted that they were the problem.
When it doesn't work. Thankfully, we're starting to see more people speak out, and more of us are starting to vote with our wallets. The Stop Killing Games petition didn't just appear out of nowhere. It started because people got
it's been a
fed up
while.
with losing access to games that they paid for. And despite how frustrating this whole situation can be, the beautiful thing about all of this is that well-crafted games will always find their audience. They always have, they always will. And all of this actually makes that even more likely. And we're seeing more and more gamers that choose to support studios who relinquish some of this control to form trusted relationships with their fans. Despite what the industry at
Amen to
large
that.
thinks,
Pray
we're not
to
powerless
them.
here. The choice is ours to make. Gaming freedom can mean different things to different people, but for me, it's knowing that the games you loved, the stories that shaped you, and characters you'll always remember will still be there tomorrow and the day after that.
That's the thing about old games. There's a lot of them that are absolutely great. They are 100% classics. And those are ones that they can't take away from us, no matter how hard they try.
It means that companies listen to their consumers and make games that reflect what we, the players, want and are asking for. This freedom can absolutely exist, but it requires us to reject the own-nothing future that they're trying to sell us. And we shouldn't have to accept a world where that magic is locked away behind licensing, where it can be revoked by corporate whim. Let's fight for an industry where our voice actually matters and makes a difference in the content being produced.
Vote with your wallet.
EU and UK friends, if you feel so inclined.
Oh, absolutely. Go support this initiative, guys, if you believe in it. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you to go vote for it if you actually do not care about this sort of thing and you're fine with the way things are. You do you. It's your time, your life, your money. You spend all three however you want, whatever makes you happy. But if you do care a lot, definitely go check this out and sign up.
I highly recommend checking out the Stop Killing Games initiative. I'll link it for you below. As of this morning, they just hit their million signature goal. And when I last checked, the website was a little bit unstable, but as of now, you should hopefully be able to go show support while it goes through the audit process to reach the European Commission. And again, while this petition heavily focuses on game preservation for online servers, it could go a long way in establishing the basic principles.
Hopefully, they get everything they need to actually change some things, because that would be a ray of sunshine in these dark gaming times, and we could use all the wins we can get.
Buying something should mean, you actually own it. For the rest of us, let's continue to encourage the industry to embrace the shift. Let's continue to vote with our wallets and collectively work towards putting the "that's just how the industry works" excuse to bed. Because we shouldn't have to accept owning nothing or unjust taxation as
That's
the
true.
price of gaming.
You should not just have to bend over and take it because you have no other option. That is tyranny. We are trying to not have that. This is a democracy. Everyone deserves a democracy where everyone gets a choice and everyone gets a voice.
In progress. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for being here with me today, and I would love to hear from you. What gaming tyranny should we dump in the digital harbor first? And happy 4th of July.
Oh, there's
to
a
all.
whole bunch we should dump in the harbor. Holy crap. I think Nintendo needs to be first, though. Absolutely. We need to make an example out of Nintendo. They need their first loss in court just to prove there's a crack in that armor and they're vulnerable.
My Americans out there. I truly hope you have a great
Aw,
holiday
she's
celebrating
so
our freedom
sweet.
and independence and the sacrifices of those who fought to establish them. Now, let's take our gaming freedom back. One purchase, one petition, one principled stand at a time. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.
I'm saluting. You can't see it, but I'm saluting. All right, that was the background NPC, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed her video. If so, remember, go check her out. Go check her out. It's the background NPC. We're gonna give her a like. We already subscribed. Subscribble if you dig it. What does that mean? The background, is that a? I don't know what that is or how that works. That's cool though. Check her out. She has a lot of great gaming takes. She recently popped off due to Asmongold and us roaches just flooding her with love. You know, roaches share love too. You know, just saying, throwing it out there. Okay, skip the ad, man.
Independence Day.
Pause. It's a great secret deposit. Let me know down below your thoughts on this whole gaming industry. Are you gonna, when they come out with the PlayStation 6, which I heard was supposed to be next year, I think it was, are you gonna buy it? Did you buy the Switch 2? Are you caving to the pressures of the gaming industry and needing to own all the new stuff? Were you unhappy with this game console generation? I absolutely was. Neither of the consoles were worth the price. But if I had to buy one, it'd be the Xbox. It's a superior console to PlayStation 5 in every way that matters to me. All right, I'll catch you later, guys. Been about half an hour. Holy crap. We don't do a lot of half-hour ones, but Background NPC, she brought it. She brought it today. All right. Peace out, guys. Love it, nachos. Mwah. Oh, remember, check me out on twitch.tv/InPlayTheJolly. Every follow counts. Trying to hit that 500 follower mark. Let's go!